they can't be tired of winning yet. Those MAGA people. Those MAGA people cannot be tired of winning yet. What's going on? Thank you for clicking on the play button. My name is Adrian. This is Glib Talk. Man, what's up, Mimi? I was extremely surprised yesterday when I saw the results from the jury. I was happy, right? Because I detest Donald Trump. I believe that he gets everything that he deserves, and it seems like he keeps losing, and that's probably what he deserves. I don't like him. I think he's a terrible human being, terrible person. What's up, QST? I think he's a terrible person. Right? And I can go on and on and on about why I dislike him. But winning how? Well, he keeps telling them they're winning, and even though they keep losing, they keep believing they're winning. I don't understand it. I'm not even going to try to understand it. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to say he keeps telling them that water is not wet. And they say, of course water's not wet. The sky is not blue. Of course the sky is not blue. Of course it's not. And they go along with it. Because he said it, it's got to be true. He keeps telling them he's going to win one of these days. If not this time, then the next time. If not the next time, then the next time. Yeah, Mimi said, I thought for sure he would get off. I didn't think that he was going to get convicted. I thought it was going to be a hung jury. I thought there was going to be at least one person in there that was like, man, I just can't go against Trump. I gotta do it. But look, I'm gonna play one more song. Today's Black Rosebud's birthday. Which Black Rosebud had a birthday? Let's see if he'll click the link. I don't think he is though. I think he got shit to do. I'd have shit to do if it was my birthday. But I think I'm gonna live for my birthday one of these years. But I'm gonna play my intro real quick, and then I'm gonna do about 30-40 minutes waiting for my wife to get home, and then we're gonna go out to dinner or something. But yeah, I had to talk about Trump. I dislike him too much to let this one go. I had to say something.
You could have subscribed to any other YouTube channel, but you chose to subscribe here. So, hit that notification, hit that like button, and tune in with Adrian and Glib Talk. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's clear. Using your platform to put with pimp, that's clear. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 Let's all get right on the late night with a little discussion or a heated debate on sports, news, current events. Glib Talk is where you gotta tune in for facts and different opinions. This is Glib Talk, hosted by Adrian, who dissects the dichotomy of the fake news by its views. Trying to get to the truth, but we can just shoot the shit. We all trolls in his, that's why the chat stay lit. In the live stream with everyone clowns laugh off a little steam. So go ahead and smash the like button. You can subscribe to the page, turn on the notification for the live stream, and upload updates. Like you talking to hear your own voice, that's clear. Using your platform to put a pen, that's clear. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. If you are a first-time viewer, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And then everyone who enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that smash that. Matter of fact, smash that like button and turn on them notifications so you won't be tuned out. You can tune in. This is Glib Talk with your host, Adrian.
Mike.
I gotta shoot a special shout out to my dude, my nigga, Nate, for the track. Good looking. I am Bizzle. This is Glib Talk.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Glib Talk, Glib Talk, it's Glib Talk. Glib Talk, Glib Talk, it's Glib Talk. Glib Talk, let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. What's going on, Black? What's going on, Black? Like I called Black Rosebud the gloat yesterday. He wasn't in the mood for my shit. He was, I got shit to do. I got things going on. Normally I call Black. He's ready for a debate. or at least a intense conversation yesterday. He is not in the mood for my shit. I'm busy. Goddamn, I got shit to do. Call me later. But that's what's up. But definitely surprised with the results from the jury. I did not think they were going to convict Trump. I thought that it was going to be a hung jury, or they were just going to acquit him. Like maybe the prosecution's case was compelling enough, because when I read the transcripts, it seemed to me like they were presenting a pretty good damn case, even though they came out every day. They came out every day and said that there was no case, and those are some of the things that I found to be frustrating and misleading with Fox News and the conservative party, because the people don't have time to read all this stuff. They don't have time to watch news all day, and so they're relying on the people that are there to tell them the truth. And the people that are there are just repeating the talking point, which presents the image that they want to present, that there's strength, that we're winning, that we're on top. But when you read the facts, you're like, well, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. As a matter of fact, the lawyer looked like a fool. Trump looked like a fool. It didn't look good for him in any way. Like most of the witnesses that went up there, they had a specific objective of what they were trying to get across, and they got that shit across. Oh, Black said, I'm not debating. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But hey, happy birthday anyway. I hope you have fun tonight out there in LA. I wish I could be out there with you. I'll buy you a drink. It'd be a good time. It'd be almost as good as the time when you came out here to DC. Almost as good a time. Like now, I had such a good time hanging out with you that day. You probably don't remember it because you drank too much. I drank too much too, but I remember because I took your ass home, so I remember. You may not. Yeah, Mimi says I just knew he was gonna get off, but will he get any time? I don't think he's gonna get any time. I don't think there's gonna be a negative impact to his base. I think the people that like him believe him, and they believe that they went after him for no reason, even though everyone else who was around that was involved in this situation was punished. Everybody else who was involved in this situation was punished. But Donald Trump says even though everyone who was punished and everything they did was to benefit him, he had nothing to do with it. He didn't know what the hell they were doing. He don't know why they did it. It was their bad, not his. So just from that standpoint alone, I can see how the jury would say, well, hell, why the hell would Michael Cohen do all this stuff? Why would he do all this stuff, illegal stuff at that, stuff that was against the election rules, that he knew was against the rules? The reason why they created this business and moved the money around and did all this shit, because they knew it was against the rules. Why would they do it if they weren't doing it to help him? And if he was in the conversations when they decided to do it, how the hell did he not know that that's what they was doing? Will he still be able to run? This does not stop him from running for president. Like, you could be a felon and be president. I don't think him being in jail or prison would stop him from being president. So so this doesn't really, the only thing this does, which is what he was trying to express to his people and anyone that would listen, is that it hurts him to people who are already on the fence. If you was already on the fence on Trump, like, I don't like how he talks, the way he acts, he's not really presidential. Well, now he's convicted of a felony. You're like, and 34 of them, not just one, 34 felonies. You might be like, you know what? Maybe he's not my guy. Maybe I don't want a president who's also a felon. People who were independents who say, well, let's sit down and see which candidate I want to go for. Who do we got? We got Joe Biden, no felonies, and we got Trump, felonies. That might be enough. No, I think the only thing that stops you from president is like age age is one thing that stopped him being president. Another thing that stopped him being president is insurrection. Like that, I can't remember which amendment it is. One of the amendments is about the people. It was put in there after the Civil War for those insurrectionists from the South. And it said anyone who participated in insurrection against the government can't run for president. If you have a felony, you can't vote. And that is true, but those rules and laws are different from state to state. And I just heard this maybe like 30 minutes ago that because he lives in Florida and he was convicted in New York, they give you back your voting rights when you're out of jail or prison. So if you're not incarcerated, you can vote even if you're a felon. In Florida, if you're convicted of a felony in a different state than Florida, you can vote as long as you can vote in the state that you were convicted of a felony in. So he's probably not going to do any jail time. So I don't think it's going to stop him from voting in Florida unless they locked his ass up for a period of time, which I don't think they're going to do. I don't think it's going to get any. I think they're going to just put him on probation or some shit like that and say, just don't do this anymore. But people voted for Trump, and they said, we voted for Trump because he's not like any other president we've ever had. He's not like any other person who's ever run. Well, now he's taking it to a level of which we've never been, because he's the first president who's been convicted of a crime. He's the first president charged with the crime, and he's the first one convicted of a crime. So when people say, oh yeah, we wanted a president who was different, well, you got one that was different. Most people shoot down the middle, and they try to play it straight. Donald Trump didn't want to play it straight, so they got a person who didn't play it straight. He didn't follow the rules. He's lived his whole life bending the rules and getting other people to bend and break the rules for him. Therefore, he's been able to skirt prosecution and skirt the law because other people end up taking the downfall. Someone else was holding the bag. But in this instance, he couldn't get out of it. Only because of those stupid ass meetings that he had. Only because of that stupid ass phone call that he took that Michael Cohen recorded. Because if it wasn't for, it's only a couple things that directly tied him to this conspiracy. And all he really had to do in order to not have it be 3 was to just say it to Michael Cohen, and then Michael Cohen go talk to the other guy, which is how he typically does his business. But in this instance, David Pecker's his friend. So now you have 3 people, 2 people corroborate the story. If Donald Trump says it didn't happen, he's a liar. So he doesn't say it didn't happen. Donald Trump doesn't say the meeting with David Pecker and Michael Cohen where we came up with this plan didn't happen. What he says is, I didn't know what they was doing after we walked out. I didn't know they was gonna go do all that. But he's the kind of guy who operates that way, and for the first time in his life, he's been held to account. For the first time, because there's been other instances where he could have gotten in trouble, where he could have faced consequences, but typically when he flies too close to the sun, he finds a way to pay his way out. He finds a way to pay his way out. He finds some rube, some sucker, to go to jail for him to say, you know what, it was all me. It was all, like today he's talking about Allen Weisenberg. Allen Weisenberg, 77 years old, same age as Trump. He's working for Trump his entire life. He worked for his daddy, now he works for Trump. Went to prison, went to jail twice. Rikers Island went twice for Trump because he won't tell the truth. Donald Trump says, oh, they tried to make him flip, so he took a deal. Well, he doesn't want to testify against Trump because Trump has given him his livelihood. He's given him his life. So because he's given him this life and his livelihood, he doesn't want to testify against him. Fine. That's fine. You want to go to jail for your boss? Fine. But when Donald Trump stands in front of the people, the American citizens, and listen to what I'm about to say right here, because Donald Trump told us today that if you get a car from your job, you shouldn't have to pay taxes on it. And why would this guy get punished for lying about the fact that he was given a car from his boss, which is income. Now, I don't know how Donald Trump gets these cars, but I'm pretty sure because his name is Trump, he probably doesn't pay for the cars. He probably is getting the cars for free or getting the cars for a commercial or some other type of barter system trade. But he's giving the car to his employee to drive, and the employee is driving around not in a Honda Excel or a Toyota Tercel or some. He's driving around in a $300,000 luxury car. And then he says, well, why should he have to pay taxes on that? How do you even pay taxes on that? Well, I can tell you that I get a stipend to pay for my car, and I fucking pay taxes on it. And I pay a lot of fucking taxes on it. They tax me at like 40% on the little bit of money that I get to pay for the fucking car that I drive, right? But most people don't even get that because most people don't even get a car with their fucking job. So when this guy stands in front of the American people and tells them this shit, and poor people say, well, yeah, of course, why would you have to pay for this thing that you're getting for free, which is actually salary? Like, I don't understand how they can agree with that, how they come to that conclusion, and to the benefit of these uber wealthy people who can afford to pay. I mean, he's so wealthy, he can afford to pay the taxes on this damn car. But because he's so cheap, he would rather have this 77-year-old man go to jail. It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's insane. But the 77-year-old man decided to go to jail for him. Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. There's nothing. There's no one that I work for or work with that can convince me to go to jail for money. Nothing. Nothing. Snitching. Telling the fucking truth. Telling the truth. The bad part about Trump being convicted, and this is the part that is a little bit concerning to me, because I don't want Trump to win. I don't want Trump to win, and because of the way that our our culture in America right now, it's so divisive. It's so divisive that you have to either be this or that, left or right, Republican or Democrat. That if Trump is convicted, that people will, instead of not being interested, will become extra interested. They'll become more devoted to the cause because they'll believe that this is especially egregious that they came for my guy. So now we've got to get everybody on the team and on our side, even though we don't agree with him or his actions. I don't agree with the shit that he does. I hate almost everything that he says when he talks. I try to tune him out. I listen for the jokes. Like, I'm listening for, and not the jokes that he's making. He's the fucking joke. He's the joke. Remember, here we go. This is a.
I am your president of law and order.
Yeah, he's the president of law and order, but he doesn't believe in law and order for himself. He only believes in it for you. He believes in it for anyone who doesn't look like him, people who are poorer than him, people who he deems are not good people, deserve to go to jail or prison, or at one point in time, he says they should get the death penalty and it should be fast, just like they do it in China. This is Donald Trump. I was listening to these black dudes talk the other day, and it was talking about how Joe Biden wrote the 94 crime bill, and Joe Biden is against black people, and he locked up all these brothers. And I was thinking, do these guys who support Trump understand that Donald Trump said that he would deal with the drug dealers by giving them the death penalty? Right? So I'll accept your premise. Joe Biden wrote the 94 crime bill, which incarcerated a lot of people for committing violent crimes. Donald Trump's solution is the death penalty for these people. Death penalty. Now, I don't know if you think one is better than the other, but I would think that if you think that locking someone up for 25 to life is bad, killing them is worse. But that's not the debate you can have because you can't even get there. And you can't even have the discussion because they can't see past what Donald Trump told them and they can't hear what he said. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is what I'm saying. They can't hear anything past what he told them, but they also don't hear what he say. So when he says the wild shit that goes against their principles or their thoughts, they ignore that shit. They just throw that shit away. We don't care about that. That's just bullshit he's talking. But that's how he talks. That's what he believes. That's who he is. That's the way he talks. That's what he believes. That's who he is. The death penalty for selling marijuana. Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about, fentanyl and all these drugs coming across the border and in China they kill the people who sell the drugs. And if I was the president, that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. We need to kill these people. Okay. Listen, I'm not for or against the punishment for people who sell drugs. I think that drugs are terrible, but I also believe that we shouldn't have so many damn illegal drugs. I believe that there's a system that was created in order to lock up people for using drugs and to provide people with drugs as a way to have something to do with their time and do what they sell. But we could easily solve the drug problem in America if we wanted to. We have no interest or desire in solving the drug problem in America. None. It actually benefits America because there's a percentage of people that we don't got to worry about no more. There's a percentage of people who we know how to deal with them. We wait for them to kill each other. We wait for them to commit a crime and we lock them up. Like that's pretty much how they deal with them. Because America doesn't have the screwdriver to solve the problem. So they have the hammer. And they said, we'll use the hammer. Now, the solution to the drug problem would be to more social programs to provide help and care for people, right? To support people when they're young, to give them other options as opposed to the time that you have when you're in the inner city and you're in a single parent household, or you're in a household where both parents work and there's no supervision on the children, and they're ready game for the drug dealers and the gangs. And the government could invest. They could invest in these people to help solve the drug problem by preventing these people from getting into them in the first place. The same way people in other communities don't have the same problems that we have in the inner city. But they don't. They don't have an interest in, don't have a desire to, because we have a system that makes a lot of money off incarcerating people or prosecuting people. But that's so. What's up, John Frank? The drug problem creates jobs. You damn right it creates jobs. You damn right. But Donald Trump's a goal every day. He stood in front of us every day for I don't know how many, 6 weeks or whatever it was, telling us that the justice system is flawed, that it's corrupt, that everyone involved, and think about this, every person involved, from the bailiff to the aides to the person who checks your pockets when you go through the metal detector, every single one of them is corrupt, and they know what political party you're associated with, and they're going to treat you accordingly. He's been saying this for weeks, and now, after 6 weeks of doing that, the Republican Party, this is the Republican Party.
I am your president of law and order.
They're the law and order party, right? Are standing in front of the people now saying everything is corrupt. Everything, the entire system, all the judges, even if it's a Trump-appointed judge, corrupt. The jury, you got 200 random people picked out of, I don't know how many people live in New York. Every single person who came in there, even though Donald Trump's side has a chance to disqualify people and to choose people, every single person who came before them was corrupt. They were all just sitting around waiting to do Trump dirty. They didn't need to hear the evidence. They could have convicted him on day one without ever reading the thing. And I just don't believe that to be true. I don't believe that to be damn true. I believe that in America, the people who are chosen to be in juries go there with the duty, and they go to perform it. And they take on that responsibility because they believe in the American system. Because they believe in the American system. I don't believe the bullshit he's saying. But now you have other politicians who's coming out saying the same thing. There's no way that he could have won. Well, those people, they're either lying and they know what happened in court, or they don't know what happened in court and they're ignorant and they're just repeating what he says, or they're just trying to, or they, I don't know. It's easy. It seems easy to me to say, if you think there's if someone tells me something and it sounds kind of weird or funny, I want to go to the source and read what the source say. And I don't believe that the people who the Republicans are talking to care for the sources. They don't care what happened in court. The court reporter was corrupt. The person who typed the transcript was corrupt. Everybody is corrupt. So you can never actually fight against the illogical statements that they're making. The system is broken. The system is broken and it's flawed. And Donald Trump is proving that the system is broken, Mimi, because if you were convicted of 34 felonies, they would have put you in handcuffs. They would have told you to duck while they put you in that car, and they would have drove you over to the jail. They wouldn't have take you somewhere and make you sign a piece of paper and say, go home and keep doing what you was doing. And then Donald Trump has enough money to appeal it, and then appeal it again, and appeal it again. Right? So the system is broken, and that's why it's broken, because if you have the resources to afford to not be part of the system, you don't got to be part of the system. But everyone else is under a different system, because we don't have the resources to just pay for lawyers and pay for them to keep filing and filing and filing. It's like eventually you're going to run out of resources and you can't afford it. And that's like, when I hear him talk and I hear him complain about how bad he's being treated better than anyone could have ever been treated. No one could stand in front of the jail and talk shit about the judge. Set up microphones for him, fucking set up lighting and shit, so that way he could be seen. And they wouldn't do that for your ass. They wouldn't do it for me. They would tell me, you get your ass in your seat at 9 o'clock and sit there and shut up. And if you keep talking, we're gonna lock your ass up. That's what they do to me. That's what they do to you. But the way he tells it, and he tells us to poor people that the system is broken and the system is flawed and it's skewed against him, therefore we should support him and give him more. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. But you know what? He's gonna make a lot of money off of it. He said he made $30 million. When I woke up this morning, they said he made about $800,000. You can never know what the truth is with Trump, because no matter what the truth is, you're gonna get a lie. No matter what the truth is, you're going to get a lie. Trump held a rally in the South Bronx, and the rally in the South Bronx had a permit for 3,500 people. Donald Trump says we had 35,000 people, right? There's not 35,000 people. You can look at the picture and see it's not 35,000. So then they tried to clean it up and say, maybe it was 25,000. Nope. Maybe it was 10,000. Nope, it's not 10,000. It wasn't even 3,500. It was less. It was in the thousands. He probably had a couple thousand, right? Give him. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him that, right? There was a lot of people out there, but it wasn't fucking 35,000 people. He held a rally in New Jersey, and this is why I get these Trump text messages now, because I signed up for the rally in New Jersey because I didn't want 2 people to go, so I said, give me 2 tickets to the Trump rally in New Jersey, and I'm not going. But this dumbass, he gets somebody to say 80,000 people were there, and then they repeat it. They repeat it and repeat it and repeat it as if it was true. And then you come back and say, wait a minute, he had a permit for 30,000 people, and the boardwalk only hosts 30 to 40,000 people. So it's like, what the fuck? How the hell where they get 80,000 from? They made it up. They made it up. They went with it, and they just keep repeating it. It's insane. They say, like, what John Frank say? He had it in one of the most dangerous places in the Bronx. It wasn't dangerous for his ass. I saw he was standing across the street from the projects, though. I saw he was across the street from the projects, but it wasn't dangerous for him. I'm certain. I'm sure they had snipers and shit. He was cool. He was cool. Shit, I thought where you live was one of the most dangerous places in the Bronx. I don't know. The Bronx ain't that dangerous. I ain't walking through there at night though. Bronx ain't that bad. But the thing about Trump, and the Republican Party right now, is that they're hypocrites and they lie. And the party of law and order, the party of law and order held a rally in the Bronx. And think about this, John Frank. He's trying to appeal to black people, right? Donald Trump is trying to appeal to Hispanic people. So he has a rally in the Bronx, and he allows 2 rappers to get on stage because he's trying to appeal to black people and Hispanics. Well, the 2 rappers that he brings on stage have been indicted for like 100 and something felonies, murder, all kinds of violent crimes and shit, right? They're going to trial for this very soon. These are the people that the Republican Party brought on stage. This is a guy.
I am your president of law and order.
Yeah, that guy, the law and order guy, brings up what's this dude's name? Sleepy Hollow. What's the other dude's name? Some G. Chef G. Chef G and Sleepy Hollow brings them on stage. They're known gang members. The one guy, Chef G, they got all kinds of text messages and all kinds of shit where he's conspiring to kill his enemies. Right? This is a law and order guy. This is the guy. Oh, what's up, Gears? This is the law and order guy. And this is the guy who they brought up on stage to say, hey, yeah, Donald Trump, we're with you. Because Donald Trump believes that black people are fucking criminals. And now that he's got felonies, he's going to say he's black. It's going to happen. It's going to happen really soon. Donald Trump's going to say, I'm black now because I got a felony. He's going to do it. He's going to say it. And he very confidently stood up there next to those 2 gang members, conspirers of various violent crimes to include murder. He stood up there with them as if everything was good because the only thing they had to really be was black. Because that's what he thinks about you. Because he doesn't believe there's any black lawyers in New York. He doesn't believe there's any black doctors in New York, black business owners in New York. He doesn't believe that those people could properly appeal to the regular black people in New York. The only way he can have this discussion with the black people of the Bronx was to bring up gang members who have been indicted for violent crimes. That's the only way in his mind that he can relate to the people who he believes he's talking to, even though 90% of the audience he was talking to was white people from outside of the Bronx. But I could never be a Republican. I could never support this bullshit they do. The pandering they do, the Democrats pander to blacks, the Republicans are way worse. Let me see. One more thing that Donald Trump did that really pissed me off. He brought Lawrence Taylor on stage. He brought Lawrence Taylor, a sex offender, a registered sex offender, on stage to raucous applause because he's in New Jersey. And he figures, okay, we're in New Jersey. Who can we get to get up on stage to talk to the people in New Jersey? We're trying to appeal to black people. let's get Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor is a registered sex offender. He can't even move without telling the state where he's going. That's who he brings up on stage. Lawrence Taylor. This is Lawrence Taylor standing on stage with the
I am your president of law and order.
Yeah, with that guy, the law and order guy. He's on stage with the law and order guy who just got convicted of 34 felonies. He can relate to Lawrence Taylor now because Lawrence Taylor is a registered sex offender and Donald Trump is a convicted felon. He is a what's the word they use for his he's civilly liable sex offender. Civilly liable rapist is what he is. He's lost twice in defamation cases, owes this woman $90-something million. So of course he brings up Lawrence Taylor, who pled guilty. Lawrence Taylor, who pled guilty. He's a man of resource. He's a man of resource. The evidence against him was so great that he didn't even fight it. He says, you know what? I'll be a sex offender for the rest of my life versus fighting this. He had sex with a 16-year-old prostitute. He had sex with a 16-year-old prostitute. Lawrence Taylor. This is the guy who Donald Trump brings on stage because he wants to appeal to black people. Now, I'm sorry. If Barack Obama stood up on stage with a convicted felon, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on here? Why are we talking to this guy? If he brought up some rapper, I don't actually know what he had Jay-Z on stage, so I guess I can't say that. Right? He was on stage with Jay-Z. Jay-Z ain't never been convicted of nothing, but he talks a lot about doing crime. So maybe I'm a hypocrite here on this one. Maybe I'm a hypocrite, but I don't know. All I know is that Barack Obama ain't on stage right now, and Donald Trump is, and Donald Trump got Lawrence Taylor up there, and Lawrence Taylor is a convicted sex offender. Registered. He's a convicted. He pled guilty. He's not convicted. The motherfucker pled guilty. So he did the shit. He said, I did it. And now he's a registered sex offender. He got arrested because he tried to fucking move. The only reason why I didn't even know why he was a sex offender is because he fucking tried to move, and they posted his address. Like, they put his picture up and everything. Like, yo, this dude, he changed location. Find him. Find him immediately. Lawrence Taylor talking about no one in my family is ever going to vote Democrat again. I vote that you stop screwing 16-year-old whores. How about that one? Stop screwing 16-year-old whores. I'll listen to you after you stop doing that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mimi says, someone said if he did go to prison, he'd still be protected by the Secret Service. And yeah, they're in New York, they were trying to figure out how they're going to do this incarceration thing for Trump if Trump were to get jailed because he keeps violating the gag order and talking shit about everybody. But I think in the end, what they probably would do is put him on house arrest, and then, take away his phone or something. I don't know. I don't know. How much house arrest can a motherfucker be in a mansion? He lives in a fucking mansion. Like, fucking put me on house arrest. Please. Please, put me on house arrest. I don't know. I'm just surprised. No, I'm not surprised at, like, how quiet the Republicans are right now. Like, how they're kind of repeating Trump's talking points, but they're kind of, like, maybe falling back a little bit, trying to let the shit kind of smooth over. But they don't really have a good argument. They don't really have a good case right now. It's like the motherfucker lost, and he lost pretty bad. He lost all 34 of them. But he's going to keep lying. It's not going to change. And if you're not a registered voter in your state, you need to figure out how to register to vote now, because the Republicans are doing everything they can to make it difficult to vote. They're doing everything that they can to make it so that when you go to vote, you find out, wait a minute, I'm no longer registered to vote. Wow, when that happened? Oh, yeah, anyone who didn't vote in the midterm election, remove them from the voter roll. These are the things the Republicans are doing. They're changing voting stations, right? So you got to pay attention to where you're supposed to go They're making the rules so that way if you showed up at the wrong place, even if you are who you're supposed to be, even if you are who you are and you where you were supposed to be before, you wouldn't be able to vote. You had to go do something else. So just pay attention. Pay attention. The fix is in. The Republicans trying to win. The Republicans, there's two other things the Republicans are doing. In Texas, the Republicans are trying to make it so that way it's not a democracy. That in order to hold state office in Texas, you have to win a majority of the counties. In no way does that make any damn sense. In no way does that make any damn sense. But that's what they're trying to do. And the Republican Party in Washington State has made it part of their platform that they no longer believe in democracy at all. That they believe that we should be a strict republic, and you vote for your state, for your U.S. rep, and those people do all of the voting. So the Congress votes for the Senate, and the Congress votes for the president. You don't get the vote. You don't get a choice. This is what they believe America should be, because they believe in democracy so much, they want to take it away. So when I say I'll never vote for a Republican, I'm saying the ideals that they hold true, I don't agree with any of them. I don't agree with any of them. So I'm strong opposition to whatever they're talking about. I don't believe in none of that shit. And the last thing I want to say, and I don't know if this would have helped or hurt. Had Joe Biden pardoned Trump, and he said to the American people, you know what? It's better if we just flush this guy out of our system and move on. It's better if we just gave him a pass. Maybe Trump wouldn't be fighting so hard. Maybe he wouldn't be fighting so much to get into a job that we know he fucking hates. He hates the job. He loves the power, but he hates the job. He doesn't want the responsibility. He only wants the glory. He only wants the glory. He bring him in when the ball is on the 1 yard line so he can get the touchdown and do the dance. That's all he wants. He doesn't want to do the work. And maybe if Joe Biden had pardoned Trump, we'd be in a different position. Maybe Trump would have just fucking sailed off into the fucking sunset. Or he would have started golfing and making money and say, you know what? This isn't a bad fucking gig either. But I hate what he's doing to the country. I hate what he's doing to the people. The way they're losing faith in our systems. And I hope that we, through time, we can heal those wounds and we can get back to where we should be, which wasn't even a great place when we started. So we weren't in a good place when we started, but we're being very regressive right now in how we're moving, is what I'm saying. But yo, look, I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate you guys listening to me. If you haven't hit the like button, you should. It's free. You got your phone in your hand. Close the chat. Hit the like. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time on Glib Talk. I'm about to roll out. So y'all have a good weekend. And I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
You could have subscribed to any other YouTube channel, but you chose to subscribe here. So, hit that notification, hit that like button, and tune in with Adrian and Glib Talk. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's Glib. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's Glib. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 Let's all get right on the late night with a little discussion or a heated debate on sports, news, current events. Glib Talk is where you gotta tune in for facts and different opinions. This is Glib Talk, hosted by Adrian, who dissects the dichotomy of the fake news by its views, trying to get to the truth. or we could just shoot the shit. We all trolls in here, that's why the chat stay lit. In the live stream with everyone clowns let off a little steam. So go ahead and smash the like button. You can subscribe to the page. Turn on the notification for the live stream and upload updates. Like talking to hear your own voice, that's lit. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's lit. I can send drinking water to a fish. With Glib, tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, it's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk, it's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk, it's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. I hope you enjoy.